Chapter 10, Accounting for Payroll, Employee Earnings and Deductions. The next two chapters involve topics on payroll accounting. You must have read and understood the discussions in this chapter regarding manual computations of employees' gross pay deductions, both mandatory and voluntary. But before you proceed, you want to verify whether your trial balance from Chapter 9 is matching with the individual figures, and then you'll be comfortable to proceed. This practice set will illustrate the computations required by both federal government and the state of Nevada. QuickBooks users offer the feature of purchasing payroll accounting software to automatically compute all deductions and contributions and print out the federal and state forms for filing. So, working on problem 10-1, you want to start activating first the payroll. Since the college had provided for the use of the payroll software, it was purchased separately. This will help you work on the payroll features provided by QuickBooks. So go to Employees, click Payroll, and then enter Payroll Service Key. So there's nothing active. You're gonna enter and add the service key. Please refer to the announcement on Canvas for any update of the service key. A lot of times the book or the chapter gives you a different number because this is an annual subscription to the payroll service by Intuit. So once it's active, then you can start working on your payroll. So you need to have to activate first because QuickBooks does not allow you to manually enter your deductions and computations. So once you have reached the stage where you can use the subscription provided, the tax ID number of the company and the subscription number, they both must match. So refer to your faculty's announcement on Canvas. And once this is active, you could see that it would show that this company is active and click OK. Now we can proceed to problem 10-2. I will show you how one of the employees setup will be done and you can complete the rest of them. So it is really easy to set it up. It's just time consuming. Let's set up your payroll. So we will be paying, there are a lot of features of QuickBooks that we will not be using here, just so you will know that we are just providing information that will speed up our discussion. So when you get to set up your employees, you can continue setting up and adding the employee at this point. So enter their first name and last name, and then it's important that the home address is filled in. There are cells that needs to be completed, mandatorily completed. It is good to complete all of the requirements, including phone numbers and other information of the employees, but we will not get into that to save time on entering the information. So just the important things of our employees to allow us to enter payroll. So for this Richie Rose, I have entered in the address and then click next, and then the social security number is important. So it will always be there, and it is any number, 9-digit number as provided. The hire date also is important, or QuickBooks will not allow you to proceed. So we will just for this practice set use 1/1 of last year, January 1st of last year. So once you have entered that in, the other information of date of birth or gender and all that, you don't need to complete that, but again, in the real business world, you need to complete that. So for this employee is being paid hourly, and if you enter the hourly wage for Richie Rose, this employee is making $30 an hour. And if you check the overtime rate of 1.5 percent, then it will automatically compute. Also check the bonus since we're gonna be giving bonus for each one, and then just keep on saying next. There is a automatic direct deposit. We're not gonna work with that, but it is a good feature of QuickBooks. And then of course for the state we will use Nevada, and for both unemployment, even if there is no unemployment tax, because it will build, the QuickBooks will have a built-in feature of what the state of Nevada requires for quarterly reports. So once you have completed that, this is for the federal tax information. This is the W-4 that the employees have completed. It's either they're single, from single 0 to married 10. So you could see the exemption allowances that were filed by the employee from the W-4. And this is a tax form of the IRS, so it is a federal requirement. Now, is this employee having local taxes? We will say no, because Nevada does not have local taxes, though other states do have them. So bear that in mind. And so that completes the first employee. You can finish up the rest and work on your employees as you move along. Once you have completed them like this, then you are ready to pay the first paycheck, and that is doing problem 10-3. Completing the setup, you would see that the federal tax and the descriptions are provided. So if you read a chapter discussion on chapter 10, we're working on federal, and for the state it's normally 3% divided into 2.95 unemployment and the enhancement tax of 0.05, by the way. And so we will just keep on clicking next to this, and we will determine that at the end we will be paying 941s on a monthly basis. You can use the US Treasury or Bank of America is what we're going to use, but for now, just to set up, we can use the I will just allow you to use the US Treasury, that's the IRS, and this is going to be paid on a monthly basis. And that is more of tax regulation, which is not going to be discussed in this chapter. So you want to enter the Nevada Department of Taxation, that is the ID number for the state of Nevada. So once you enter that in, that is also a required mandatory QuickBooks fill-in number. And so once you have completed that, you can just finish, and that sets up your payroll. Then you're ready to complete problem 10-3. Sometimes payroll will take time trying to communicate with Intuit. So when you pay employees, you go to employees and pay employees. Be sure that the pay period ends on the 15th and the check date is on the 20th of last year. And I will do the first one and you can complete the rest. So Alyssa Glenn is our first employee to be paid. And she has 45 hours, so all you have to do is put in 40 and the 5 hours. Once you have done that, and it automatically computes. The other important thing you want to remember is to look at the federal withholding. If the federal withholding is correct, then your bottom line take-home pay should be correct. The reason why federal withholding may not be the same as the book or as your chapter discussion is because of the tax rate that is currently applied by the federal. So under the Tax Cuts and Job Acts of President Trump, then there are changes to the payroll. So you could see that this is now paying the bonus. After you have completed the rest of the employees, you want to pay the bonus. And all you have to do, since you just take out the hours for the regular pay and enter your 500 bonus. And again, look for the federal withholding and make sure the check amount matches. So once you have that, complete the rest of the employees and you can determine whether your Reports are accurate by going to do your reports, employees in payroll and employee earnings summary, and double check each one of them. And then at the end, you wanted to verify also your trial balance and make sure your trial balance and profit and loss and all your financial statements as shown in the chapter check figure match. Do not proceed if they do not match. And remember, when everything is in balance, do not forget to run up your backup QBB files, and that will move you to the next chapter. Once all your reports are in balance, then you should be able to move forward comfortably. The payroll liabilities is very important. That will be our next chapter discussion. So check everything before you back up and move to the next chapter.